Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Santa Anita here on opening day. It is Wednesday, December the 26th, 2018. I'm going to look at all the stakes races on today's program from the Great Race Place, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Get 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. So we're going to look at the stakes races 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So races 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So let's get on to it. The fourth race from Santa Anita. It's the inaugural running of the Lady of Shamrock Stakes per $75,000. Race for fillies, 3-year-olds here. Field of 8 horses going the distance of ground of 1,600 meters, if you want to go by that, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Santa Anita lawn, the turf course. 1,600, 1 mile, rails at 0 feet. I show the diagram, just gives me a second to look down at my notes, just bear with me. Top selection, I'm going to go to the one horse Amadine. I'm going to go 1-8-7-3 in the superfecta, 1-8-7-3 super. Top selection, one horse Amadine, 3-0 filly by Shamrock here. Drain Van Dyke gets leg up for Jeff Mullins. The horse's most recent outing came the 22nd of November at Del Mar, 1 mile option for declaimer. First start stateside, first start Lasix. The horse won by 3 1/4 lengths. Sat back early after not the best beginnings, very wide, but he fought a good race, closing up well. A very good run there, first race North America. Before that, this horse ran the 22nd of September at Newmarket on the Rolly Mile, 1 mile in the handicap. He finished second by 1/2 lengths there, and he didn't break all that well again that day, but he really closed up from the back of the pack. It was a good effort there. And then at Ascot, 1 mile on firm ground, September the 8th in a handicap. The horse finished second by 3/4 length. He was handicapped low that afternoon, but again, he really closed up well that day, where he had the lead, but then he got caught. But he ran a good effort there, 25-1. And then before that, and a handicap at Goodwood, 24th of August, 1 mile on good to soft ground. The horse finished 7 by 3.5 lengths and never got into it. The ground was quite demanding. This horse likes firm ground. He's going to see it today. These California turf courses are, the European horses that want dry ground want this kind of ground. 2-1 here. Second start stateside. I think he'll really run well, so watch out. So to recap my selection for the fourth from Santa Anita, it's the Lady of Shamrock Stakes. Going to go with the one horse Amadine. I'm going to go 1-8-7-3 in the superfecta. It's race 6 now. Race 6 from Santa Anita, it's the Brea Stakes. It's a Grade 1 race going for a purse of $300,000. Races for fillies, 3-year-olds here. Field of 9 horses going the distance of ground of 1,400 meters with a distance of ground of 7 furlongs on the Santa Anita main track. 1,400 meters, 7 furlongs. Top selection here. I like the 5-horse, the 5-horse Dream Tree. I'm gonna go 5-3-9-1 in the superfecta. 5-3-9-1 super. Top selection, the 5-horse Dream Tree. This 3-0 filly by Uncle Mo. Drayden Van Dyke gets leg up for Bob Baffert. The horse's most recent outing came the 2nd of September at Saratoga. 6 furlongs in the Grade 2 Prioress Stakes. The horse won by 4.5 lengths. Stalked early on after not having the best of beginnings, but after that just took off clear and he just won for fun. A very good effort there. Before that at Santa Anita, 1 mile February the 4th in the Las Verges Stakes, the horse won by 3 3/4 lengths, and again on the lead all throughout, had a clear victory. And then before that ran the Hollywood Starlet, or Los Al Starlet at Los Alamitos last year, mile 16th, December the 9th of 2017. The horse won by 3 1/4 lengths, stalked early on, then just got the lead and then took off clear. This horse was the favorite going into the Kentucky Oaks. The early favorite for the Oaks until she got off the trail after Las Verges, where she was injured. But she came back to win the Prioress very easily. I think the 7 furlong trip is her preferred trip. 7 furlongs to a mile. I think she'll run well, and she's probably going to be your early favorite for next year's Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Sprint. That's going to be run locally here at Santa Anita over the same distance of ground. So I just think she's going to run well. So watch out. Short price, I know, but she should run well again. So to recap my selection for the 6 from Santa Anita, it's the Grade 1 Brea. Gonna go with the 5-horse Dream Tree. Gonna go 5-3-9-1 in the superfecta. It's race number 7 now from Santa Anita. 7th race. It's the Mathis Brothers Mile, formerly known as the Sir Beaufort. It's a Grade 2 race going for a purse of $200,000. Races for 3-year-olds. Field of 11 horses going the distance of ground here of 1,600 meters, if you want to go by that, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Santa Anita lawn, the turf course. 1,600, 1 mile. top selection here in the Subrofort or the Mathis Brothers Mile. I like the number 5 horse, Riverboyne. Gonna go 5-1-6-2 in the superfecta, 5-1-6-2 super. The late pick force begins with this race. I would go 5-1. I think it's a 2-horse race between those two, but my top selection would be the 5 horse, Riverboyne, 8-5, 3-year-old colt by Dandy Man, Flavian Prackett's leg up for Jeff Mullins. And this horse's most recent outing came the 1st of December at Del Mar, mile and 8th in the Grade 1 Hollywood Derby. The horse finished second by half length, sat back early, closed up well, had the lead in the straightaway, but then got caught right at the wire, but ran a very good effort there. Before then, the Twilight Derby at Del Mar, mile and 8, at Santa Anita, mile and 8th, November the 4th. The horse won by half length. That day, sat back early, very wide, but, got the victory at the end. A good run. And then the Del Mar Derby at mile and 8th on September the 2nd at Del Mar. The horse finished third by 2 lengths. That day, this horse sat a lot closer than one would normally think of this horse, and I think that was the wrong decision because this horse just had nothing left in the tank at the end, and plus they ran quite fast there. And then before that, they were in the La Jolla Handicap at Del Mar, mile 16th, August 5th, where the horse won by 1 1/4 length, sat back early with the normal running style, had to steady a few times, but got there in the end, a good run. Likes this turf course, 5 for 5 over it, has a good posture, a lot of speed in this one for this horse to close up with, and I think he'll run well. 8-5, I'll take him, but 8-5, is a bad price. So I think the 1 horse Cijo has a small chance here. First start stateside, first start Lasix for John Sadler. 6-1 here gets Ira Tees up, who's a great turf rider, great rider in general also. But this horse, he's running he ran some really good races in France at Longchamp and Saint Cloud. He's going to like the firm ground today, and I think he's a horse that you want to put on your pick 4 ticket, so I'll use him there also. But to recap my selections now for the 7th from Santa Anita, it's the Grade 2 Mathis Brothers Mile. I'm going to go with the 1 horse, I'm going to go with the 5 horse Riverboyne. I'm also going to use the 1 horse Cijo in my pick 4, but I'm going to go 5-1-6-2 in the superfecta, 5-1 in the pick 4 to race number 8. Race 8 from Santa Anita, it's the San Antonio Stakes Grade 2 event going for a purse of $300,000. This race is for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 9 horses going the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground here of 1 mile and 1/16 on the Santa Anita main track. 1,700, mile 16th main track. Local prep race for the Pegasus coming up in just about 4 weeks' time from Gulfstream, so just around the corner with that big race. Top selection, I like the 9 horse Beach View. Gonna go 9-3-5-2 in the superfecta, 9-3-5-2 super. The 9 horse is my top selection, Beach View. 5-year-old horse by Giants Causeway. Rafael Bejarano picks up the mount for Leonard Powell. The horse's most recent outing came in 23rd November over at Del Mar, mile and a half in the Hollywood Turf Cup. The horse finished third by 1.5 lengths there. If this horse had a better trip, I think this horse could have won. Closed up well at the end, ran a good effort. It wasn't a bad race, other than getting, a little traffic trouble, but, ran well first off the break. Before that, 25th of July here at Del Mar, over at Del Mar, mile and a half in the Cougar, the second handicap, Grade 3 event. The horse won by 4 3/4 lengths and upset at 9-1, sat back early, but had a great turn of foot, and he won nicely. And then at Santa Anita on the turf course, mile and a quarter off 6-2 claimer. Horse finished third by 3/4 of length. Dueled most race on the lead all throughout, off and on the lead all throughout, and just couldn't get the good closing kick there. Sat a little bit too close for my liking. And then on the turf again at Santino, mile 8th, May 13th off 6-2 claimer. Horse finished second by nose. He just missed at the end, but he ran a good effort, fought a good race. He has experience on the dirt here at Santino. 1 start, that came in the Tokyo City Cup back on the 2nd of April, mile and a half here. The horse finished 4th by 2.5 lengths, and he stalked early on, and then just kind of weakened out of it. But I think his better style comes from the back of the pack. If he closes up well today from the back of the pack, I think he could run a big one. This race, I think, is very wide open, so I think you go a few ways, and I think this one at 8-1, I'll take him. So to recap my selections for the 8th from Santa Anita, it's the Grade 2 San Antonio. Going to go with the 9 horse Beach View. Going to go 9-3-5-2 in the superfecta. To race number 9 now from Santa Anita, it's the feature race. The 9th race, it's the Malibu. Grade 1 purse, $300,000. Race for 3-year-olds. Field, an overflow field of 16 horses going the distance of ground here of 1,400 meters, or the distance of ground of 7 furlongs on the main track. 1,400, 7 furlongs. Top selection here, I like the number 9 horse Axeman. Gonna go 9-6-13-8 in the superfecta. 9-6 13-8 Super. Top selection 9-horse Axeman, 3-year-old Gelding by Misremembered. Drayden Van Dyke picks up the mount for Bob Baffert. The horse's most recent outing came the 14th of July at Los Al, mile and the 8th in the Los Al Derby. The horse finished third by 5 lengths there, and he set the pace early on, but then he just couldn't keep up. Got caught, and it just wasn't the day to win. Before then, the Grade 3 Mat win at Churchill, mile 16, June the 16th. The horse, as a 50 cents to $1 favorite, very heavy favorite, he never ran. He finished third by 12 3/4 lengths, stalked, and just, weakened out of it. It wasn't the day to win. The weather was very warm and humid that night, and a lot of horses didn't handle the weather, so maybe that had something to do with it, but he just didn't run there. And then the Sir Barton at Pimlico, Stop Still Go, mile 16, May 19th. The horse won by 6 3/4 lengths, on lead all throughout on the wet course. He just went for fun. And then before that, Santa Anita 1 mile off Seal 7-5 Claimer, horse won by 8 1/2 lengths, and again just took off clear. This is the kind of horse he runs good, and then he'll run a few clunkers in there. But I think second off the break, first off the break, back to the home base, training well, 7-furlong trip, which I think he'll like. I think he could run a big one, 5-1. I'll take him. Another horse I'll use here on my pick 4 tick would be the 6-horse Axelrod. 3-0 colt by Warriors Reward. John Velasquez comes to ride this one for Michael McCarthy, who used to be Todd Pletcher's assistant years ago. So that's why John Velasquez is probably riding this one. They know each other for a while. But this horse, Axelrod, his most recent outing came in the British Cup Classic at Churchill, mile quarter, November the 3rd. The horse finished 9th by 8 lengths. He had a little bit of a turn of foot, and then he just hit the wall. That turn of foot was a little bit too early. Also, it was around 3/8, but he just hit the wall at the end. It wasn't the day to win. Before then, the PA Derby at Parks, mile 8th, September the 22nd. The horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths, and it really closed up well there behind Mackenzie. He ran a good effort there, and then before that, he won the local prep race for the Pennsylvania Derby. He won the Smarty Jones at Parks, mile 16th, August 25th. He won it by 4 lengths, closing up well from the back. He won the Indiana Derby very nicely from the back, and then he ran some good races this summer and spring and fall. But I think the 7-furlong trip here today, if there's a pace meltdown at 10-1, I think you could see this horse coming at the end. Gets the veteran John Velasquez up. A horse you definitely want to use on your multi-race ticket. But to recap my selections now for the 9th from Santa Anita, it's the Grade 1 Malibu. As a top selection, I'll take the 9-horse Axeman. I'm going to go 9, 6, 13, 8 in the superfecta. I'll go 9, 6, 13 basically in my pick 4. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck.